It's okay.
Welcome to our 8th episode.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. That's it. That's my girl.
I remember.
Good memory.
I remember. Yes.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be with you. It's so good to be with you. All right. So, Irma, are you inviting us to go in a centering space?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's just take a deep breath, slow, deep breath. And I want to take another breath and listen to that air go through the body. And let your body just calm down. Bring yourself to here. To empty. And wherever you are, however you are, you're just perfect. And this is it. This is our moment together. And let's come back.
It was very
And
comforting.
Olesea?
And I think I know why it was comforting. Maybe when I was a baby and my mom's belly, I could hear her heart beating like that. So that's why the beating of the heart was so comforting to me. And it gave me some safety, and all is good. All is good. And the beating of the heart is a sign of life is here, life is present.
Air go in and out, and then there was nothing, and that space, yes, that possibility that at some point whoever is out there is breathing with us, and in some time manipulation we're all breathing together and we're just one breath. Our world right now, what stands out is that question you sent me, on I think Instagram. You sent me the question, if people were watching your movie right now, what would the audience be screaming? What would they want you to do? And to me, my answer to you was just step in already. Just start being who you're destined to be. Stop waiting.
Would scream or would tell me, just do it. That's it. That will be the sentence. Just do it. You ask me, maybe you don't ask me, but I will ask myself, just do it. Do what? Just do it. What? Yeah. Just create that yoga YouTube video your way. Because when I look at almost all my YouTube videos teaching yoga, maybe half of the videos are inspired or copied from other teachers, how they are teaching and how it looks good on YouTube, looks good in the video. So half of the video it's not me there. It's just a copy of other people. Because every time I don't do it my way, I don't honor the universe. I don't honor this version of myself that is unique, just like all of versions of ourselves. And I don't bring my perspective, Olesea's perspective into the world. And then what I'm doing, I'm robbing the universe, I'm robbing the world of experiencing this version of me fully. So yes, I'm a thief when I'm doing that.
What else is hiding there?
What?
I don't know. What is the ugly truth there?
I'm deeply afraid of being rejected by people, of being rejected by the world. So that's that fear of rejection. And it's Every time I feel it, it is so scary. It's like me being alone with no one around. It feels like death. That's how it feels, like a death. And I don't know if I can go further than that, if there is death, because essentially all the inauthentic, I would say, acting, it comes from a fear. And if you get to the root of fear, sometimes there are fears that cover other fears, like a cover up fear. But for me, I don't know if there is a deeper fear than the death itself, fear of death.
Mm.
Yes, I'm afraid to die alone.
Mm.
And then I'd rather be inauthentic and I'd rather copy others because I know it works. So maybe it will work for me too. And maybe, some people will like me. Yeah, let's do it. The formula, success formula. Woo! But I'm making sure that I'm not alone and I'm not rejected and I'm not dying.
Yeah. You talked about your movie where you're not being yourself when you're doing your.
Yeah.
How does that translate in this environment in podcast? Are you being yourself? Are you doing it, or is there also inauthenticity here? There is most likely for both of us. It's just that do you see it? What's there?
I think here in the podcast, there's a more real version of myself than on yoga YouTube videos. Because I think I'm not concerned the way I look here when I talk, what people will think. Because what we are exploring is the truth in us, the truth. And the truth, I feel like when it's arising from me, I don't need to defend it. I don't need to look in a certain way. And honestly, I don't care. I don't care what other people will think about me saying certain things. So, from this point of view, there is a perfect alignment. Yes, there is some kind of I want things to be in a certain way. And there is attachment to things to be in a certain way. Yeah, like I wouldn't just fully relax into and let it flow. There is some kind of relaxation and flowing, but still, yeah, I want us to bring our best versions of ourselves here. The best version and the highest versions. What about that? Step into some what?
Step into the me that's been hiding. That's the potential of me. It's very vague, and I've been looking at that, right? It comes out to all these experiences, all this, whatever life there was, has come and has brought me to this, right? This moment right now. And it's time to actually make a difference with that. I've been given so many gifts and I've been generous with them. And at the same time, yeah, there is this fear of owning, owning what I can do, owning how big I can be, how much I can create. There is it comes from the past. Let's talk business because business is the thing that, and I don't know what the exact shape the business has, right? But who I am, there is the fear from it because in the past business was exciting and addictive, and I can get addicted to that success and the drive that it brings, and also damaging. So I have not yet found out how to live balanced life. I don't know how to be balanced. I know how to fire up with idea and be passionate and drive in and just do everything and forget everything about everything except for that one thing that's passionate. And I think it's the same for me with relationships as well as every part of my life. And so I see this coming. I'm getting close to that moment when I need to jump into the next big thing, right? Of this version of myself. And I have a resistance to it because that can cost health, that can cost life, love, missed opportunity, the cost. I look at the costs and the fears. And also, it can just not work and I can fail. And then It's all that's the ugly truth there. It's so good to know and to think and to be where I am, that there's something that's waiting for me, that's bigger, that I'm here to create, versus actually doing it. And what if it fails? And then what am I left with?
Yeah.
So I think I'm just stretching that time, there's a procrastination of actually being in action for that.
So, what is the biggest fear there? They're more like the seed of the fear. I want, the deepest layer of it.
Oh, that I think the big one is, and it's always been there, is disappointment in myself. It's one thing how I look, and I'm not going to be this, however people see me. I do care about that. Of course, I do. But the bigger one is how I see myself.
How do you see yourself when you're disappointed with yourself?
I'm disappointed with myself. Small, failure, inauthentic, like yeah, just small. Deemed, like, when I fail and when I'm disappointed, I just shut down in a way. So I'll make up other things to make things shine around me and me myself, but deep inside there is a hole that knows that I could have. And I think for me the disappointment is not even that I tried my best and then I failed. It's that knowing that I could have done more, I could have been more, there was, and I missed it. Like,
So, a lot of internal beating up in a way.
oh, for sure. Yeah. 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 It takes a big stand to stand for myself, for that future version of myself, for that, actually, not even future, for that version of myself, because I am that person, and to clean up all of that noise, or let that noise be and just look at it and say, you know what, I've known this all my life. I've been on stage all my life. What you think I go on stage with clister? No, it's just all that noise is there. And at some point, when I make a choice to put that there, to let it be, and just choose some other way of being, magic happens. And sometimes it doesn't. And that moment when it doesn't, it's just so disappointed. It's so, yeah, I don't want to be with that.
Because what happens if you are with that?
I want to fix past. I want to fix it. I want to go back and look at what I could have done better. What I could, that thing, which is absolutely useless and it doesn't bring anything and just waste of time and energy. And I get lost. I get lost in fixing. And then the next experience, the very next one, it's just a version of the same one, just me trying to fix it.
Because this little cute, sweet little Irma did something in the past, and someone that you loved and cared about was disappointed of you, or maybe it was your perception of them being disappointed of you. Who was that, Irma? The first memory?
When I say I don't know, that's where I escape usually. I say, I don't know.
I know.
I
Disappointed
frankly
someone.
don't remember. And I can't remember. And to me, all memories, when they come to this, it always comes to stage and piano. There's got to be, I'm speculating now, right? There had to be that with the stage. For example, it could be, I don't know that it is, but my very first performance, I was 6, super scared. And we went to another city, and it's my first one. And I go on stage, I start the piece, and I forget the text. And that feeling of being helpless. Nobody's saving you on stage. There's a silence. And what do you do with that? Nobody told me that could happen.
And we got to the root of it. Did you see? It's not you being disappointed with yourself. It's not that you're running from it. You are running from feeling helpless. That's it. The
No,
disappointment is
that's
just
a turn that I didn't expect.
exactly. It's covered.
Wow. It's so well covered. Yeah.
Because Irma, being or feeling helpless is one of the hardest states and feeling to stay with.
And for human like me who wants to control it all, who wants to have
Yeah.
everything in check, all areas of my life, they are in check, right?
Yes. And guess what? When we are kids, we feel a lot helpless because we depend on other people. We depend on adults, parents, teachers. We depend on all those. So we are in constant state of helplessness. Can never have power and feel powerful if you are not embracing the state of being helpless, because they are
Together.
yin and yang, black and white duality. Everything the universe is made of, or at least this dimension. You can never have love in your life if you are not embracing also the other aspect of love, which is not hate. We think it's hate, but it's fear. So the more you embrace the fear, the more you embrace the love. So my powerful Irma for both of us is not only for you, because I'm also running from feeling helpless. What do you mean? Me depending on others? What do you mean? No, I need to be independent. I need to be powerful. I need to create all those things around me so I can grasp there of them
Yeah.
more. Very inspiring to see you going deep and extracting that and connecting with, wow, at the root of all that, me not stepping in, is the fear of feeling helpless, like helpless. And I want to ask you, how does helplessness feels in you, in your body, in your being?
Feels like a cornered little child who is hiding
Wow.
and wants to just protect herself and is just doing this. And there is this hollow space in my stomach that's just like the hole in my stomach almost, you know? And it also feels, also is that slowly like the child disappears. The child becomes transparent. I see it and I cannot connect it to this. I cannot connect it to me not stepping in. I cannot understand why I would not step into this that I know is waiting for me, and how the fear of being helpless actually stops me there. There's a bridge that I'm missing.
What is it? How are you feeling when or how is it for you, the experience of feeling helpless? Stepping into whatever you want to step, you'll meet that. And you're not friend with that. You just said it. So,
So
of
then why
course,
why of course I would not. I don't wanna.
yeah, if I'm telling you, you're going to go and meet, that's it. I make an appointment for you at 4 p.m. You're going to meet the biggest enemy of your life. And you will say, yeah, right, I'm not going. Or you will just say, yes, thank you so much for doing that. Namaste. I'm going to meet them at 4 p.m. You will not go. That we don't need to complicate things. We don't want to connect and to meet that. And that's why you're not going to step into that until you actually go at 4 p.m. and get to know the person and get to know them.
Ugh, I don't like this at all.
I know.
What shows up for you?
What shows up for me showed up last week when I was in Paris and I had a panic attack when the police officer told me that I cannot pass the street and I cannot go to my hotel because it's just blocked. And for me, I felt so helpless and I felt so scared and I felt like dying. So for me, it was death itself. It was just here. So for me, feeling helpless, or because I'm also dealing with it, is like death. I prefer to die than feel that.
So you're trying to avoid the same over and over again, same pain.
Yes. Yeah, it's the pain that I don't want to face. It's
to
just
bring
so
your
hard.
words to bring your words that you told me. The avoidance is what you're going to attract, right? And it seems like you've had already that happening, like over and over and over, that type of death. And you're like the truck, without the brakes, that you're crash or train crashing into it again.
Yes.
You're going to attract, right? And it seems like you've had already that happening, like over and over and over, that type of death. And you're like the truck, without the brakes, that you're crash or train crashing into it again.
Yes.
But what if you were in this life to transform that?
And I am. That's why I understood in all my years of therapy and asking for help that I'm afraid to go through that by myself. And that's why I have a therapist and I'm visiting her frequently. Um, and she holds my hand to go through that and resolve and stay with it. Because it's not about resolving and fixing, it's about actually staying and feeling it. But I need someone to hold my hand when I do that. I'm afraid to stay alone. So for me, this is actually the lesson to accept, to know that it is there, and to ask for help. I'm asking for help from her, but I do feel helpless in those sessions sometimes. But why we don't ask for help usually? Because we don't want to feel helpless. Because when we ask for help, what that means? That means we are helpless. You see? You see the connection? It's
So
not only
you
that
and
we're
I are
afraid.
coming to the same exact thing. You do realize that, right? From
Yeah,
different.
of course.
Mhm.
Of course.
Disappearance for you, for me, it's disappearing, and being
For me, it's
helpless and
death.
disappearing. For you, it's death.
Death.
What is this episode about? How do we even
Helplessness.
name this? Helplessness?
Helplessness. That's it.
My question and our question is, look, this is the question that got us into this rabbit hole, is if your life was a movie right now that world is watching, when you're sitting in there in the movie theater and you're just like, come on, what is that command followed with? What is the audience screaming for you to do? And once you identify this, we invite you to go to that rabbit hole and discover what is it that's stopping you from actually getting in, stepping up. What is it that's stopping you from being the one you can be and you are deep inside, from creating the life that's available to you, from being your higher self? What stops you?
Share with us. I would really love to hear from you and what you discovered for yourself.
I will hold your hand. We're here. I will talk about this. Yes.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yes.
Come on. I got you. We got you. We
I
got you.
got you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, everyone, if you are enjoying this, click that subscribe. Yes. So, everyone, we're going to see you next week. Thank you for being with us. We love you from our hearts to yours. See you next week.